What is up, everybody? It is Tempted Marvel here, and today we're going to be taking a look at my War Machine deck. So, War Machine is the latest card to come out in Marvel Snap, and for those of you who don't know, he is a 4-cost, 6-power card. His ability is, on reveal, until the end of next turn, nothing can stop you from playing cards into any location. So right off the bat, let's break down exactly what that means. So that's including all locations like Crimson Cosmos, the Big House, Sanctum, that doesn't let you play into it, the location that doesn't let you play 1-cost cards, all of those locations, plus lockdown cards like Storm, creating the flooded location, that include Professor X, Goose, anything that in any way has a parameter for what cards you're able to play into a location. They're null and void after you play him for his on-reveal effect. So when I was looking at making a deck for this, my first thoughts were, of course, was Miss Marvel being able to, without any restriction, be able to get cards into other locations, so you can guarantee you have cards in locations in order to meet her qualifications for her ability. So I built around that, and having both of those as a 4-cost, I went ahead and I built the deck around Zabu as well. So let's get into exactly what we're running. So we have Nebula in the deck to start out, for being able to have some influence on where your opponent's going to play, kind of lead them away from your other lanes, or get them to play into a certain lane, and then you lock down another one with Storm that we have in the deck, as well as combining those two as an option, in order to you lock down the lane with Storm, and then Nebula can build up some significant power in for the rest of the game, as well as I think we're in here for the 1-cost, so it's easy to meet Miss Marvel's qualifications for her ability by using a 1-cost and something else in the lane. Then we also have Ebony Maw in here, also again for the 1-cost, similar to Nebula, but also his stats are great. His ability is his biggest problem, and we're able to get around that with War Machine, of course. Either whether you play him down and then use War Machine to add additional power to his lane later, when your opponent's not expecting it, or using War Machine to be able to play him and another card on a turn past turn 3, which is when his ability restricts you. So, and then as I already mentioned, we have Zabu in here, of course, discounting Miss Marvel and War Machine, helping out like that combo, as well as our Cull Obsidian that we have in here. Again, you are able to play Cull Obsidian to any location without having a 1-cost card there, but this makes the combo of Cull Obsidian and Ebony Maw so much easier. And then if you already have Zabu down, you could even play War Machine turn 3 ideally, and then you can, if you wanted to, go Cull Obsidian and Ebony Maw turn 4, so that'd be a 4 energy, 17 power play, which is ridiculous. But moving on from that, we have Iron Man in the deck as well, along with our other ongoing cards. Ideally, we would get Miss Marvel down mid, War Machine potentially in the middle or at another location, and then you typically would want to put Iron Man at the same location as War Machine, in order to then get the power of War Machine to double up to 12 if you put them in middle with Marvel, then plus that in, then you have 20 power at least. Or if you put them at separate location, you have a plus 5 from her, and you have 22 power. So those two combined are like that way to get a ton of power into one specific lane. So only the 2 cards to be able to focus on another lane. But I know we skipped ahead there, so we'll jump back. Also in the 2-cost slot, we have Jeff, of course, because his ability allows him to do what War Machine does for your other cards. Also, again, for having some cheap cards to combine with others in order to be able to trigger Miss Marvel's effect. Also being able to move him around to adjust your strategy later on in the match, depending how things shake up and what your opponent is playing. We also have Electro in here. It's obviously great for ramping these cards out, getting ahead of the curve with our play pattern. Also, whenever you get War Machine, of course, his ability doesn't just count for locations and restricted cards in terms of like blocking out locations, but it applies to Electro's effect as well, and Sandman only being able to play one card per turn. You're no longer limited to one card after you play the War Machine. So you use Electro to ramp other cards out, get War Machine down, then you can play, like a Infinite and Ebony Maw on turn 7 or something along those lines. Or like a Iron Man and Nebula or whatever on turn 6, just as an example. So, and then I already mentioned we have Storm in here, of course, locking down the location for Nebula. You'd be able to put Jeff in there later, be able to put any cards in there later with War Machine, and as well having a locked out location that you can add power to with Miss Marvel. So moving on to our last two cards, we have Giganto and Infinite. Again, they both synergize well with War Machine because of course their abilities, or their text I should say, is just restricting when or where they can be played. Giganto only being able to be played at the left location, and Infinite requiring you to skip the previous turn to not play any cards. So of course War Machine unlocks both of these, not only to not to relieve them from the conditions of the text, but then also again play them into locked out lanes to really surprise your opponent. I had a couple of games where I was able to War Machine and then I put a Infinite into a Professor X lane, so my opponent thought they had it, and then not only was I able to get into that locked out lane and cheat against Infinite's text, but I added 20 power to a lane that I thought I couldn't play into, as opposed to the Jeff option playing or moving him into it for just an additional 3. So if you have a lane that's very close, or you're going to speak to you Jeff, if you have a lane you're very behind on, you be able to try and sneak Infinite and Giganto into one of those. So now that we've covered everything we're running in our deck build, we're going to get into some gameplay examples. I do want to apologize in advance when I am recording this video. It is after a 10-hour shift at work, so the editing may be slightly under. There may be some ums and ahs that are cut out this time. Editing on the future videos should be much better, but I may have missed some stuff. And it also took a lot longer to record the gameplay for this because I'm super tired, but I wanted to get this out before it was Friday, and it's already been, several days past War Machine's release. So we'll get into those gameplay examples. If you enjoy, subscribe to continue to see videos like this in the future. Leave a like so more people get to see it, and then leave a comment. Let me know what your favorite part was and what card you're most excited for the upcoming seasons, as we do the videos talking about what cards are coming in the next seasons. Thank you for watching. Have a good one. Okay, starting off pretty good. We have Jeff, Zabu, and Ebony Maw. Ebony Maw, of course, being useful for later after we get War Machine played, but now we know we have this good stats of 1/7 in hand to use if/when we need it. So of course we go ahead and get Zabu down. And the good thing about this deck is with our War Machine we have the option of using it for later turns forward. Since we got Zabu, we could play it right now, and it would allow us to put Ebony Maw and Color Obsidian together next turn, or at separate locations. We would be able to play them both next turn. We're going to, of course, skip on that. We'll put Color Obsidian down. No, we'll play Storm right side. Okay, perfect. So they play mid. We're not worried about that.
Wind, aid my hand.
If we can get a Miss Marvel there to use her ability for the other locations, that's great. If not, also I don't think that's going to hurt us. So we're going to put Nebula right side, so that once we lock up this location, then we'll put Color Obsidian left for the power. Then we play War Machine next turn, as well as probably Jeff, maybe Electro if we draw it. Okay, perfect. We draw Electro. Oh, my math was wrong there. Yeah. War Machine mid. Right? No. War Machine left. And Jeff mid for now. If we need to move Jeff, we will. But now that allows us to... anything withdrawal will be good. Anything, because we'll be able to put it... if it's Miss Marvel, we obviously put it mid. If it's anything else... okay, so it's Iron Man. So yeah, we put Iron Man... excuse me, Ebony Maw right side, and put Iron Man left, and I think that's enough to win. Wait, that's 17-36. Even if their Evil Hulk was in hand from turn 1, there's no way that it got that tall. So we're good. I should have snapped also. Yep, there we go. They countered on that, and it backfired on them.
I am Iron Man.
Fantastic.
Victory!
Okay, so I'm going to start off with Tinker's Workshop, which is actually very good, because we have Zappo in hand, so we get that down already. And we'll put it left side for now, just because I don't want to play into these locations not knowing what they are yet. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and play Maximus, help us out a bit. Which is actually perfect then. We drew Miss Marvel and Infinite. So now, all the pieces that we would want to, besides Ebony Maw, that we would want to use War Machine's ability for are in hand. So we can get Electro, then War Machine, then and Wakanda Embassy on top of that. Just fantastic so far. We'll put Electro down right side. Okay, so they also stormed. So I'm betting they're probably also playing a War Machine deck. That would only make sense. Oh, +5 energy. Ooh. Of course, right after we do Electro. That actually kind of sucks. I mean, we get to take advantage of, we can play Giganto. Oh. Of course. This situation worked out just so that we can not do anything. Like, we can play Giganto down, that's a lot of power, and of course we get Miss Marvel down, and that's that much better. Oh, I made a mistake. I should have played War Machine now, because now I'm wasting my 6 energy this turn that I could be using. Oh, I messed up. Okay. Gonna play with Marvel. We'll use Jeff to basically make up for my mistake there. That way we can go ahead and play 2 cards this turn still. No, okay, we're gonna undo super fast. We're gonna put War Machine instead. War Machine and Jeff. Then next turn, Cole Obsidian will be able to play him right side. Okay, that's actually... yeah, they messed themselves up there with that one. They didn't even... yeah, they played Daredevil, and they played the cards down so fast, there's no way that they actually looked at what we played. It's either Taskmaster, or it is Spectrum. I feel like it's going to be Spectrum, and it's going to, like, totally ruin us. I think we gotta risk it. Spectrum is... oh, come on! Oh, wait, so we... no! Yo, we lose by 1 point. By 1 point. No. But for 8 cubes. For 8 cubes. Because of co-op, that is insane. Dude, that is ridiculous. Yo, for how? Dude, we had that perfectly there. That was crazy. Okay, so starting off, we have Ebony Maw. We have War Machine in hand to start out with, which seems to not happen a lot. We also have Electro, so we're in pretty good shape as of right now. We still want, ideally we want to get like a Zabu this next turn, or for sure by turn 3. Okay, so no Zabu. Now the question is, do we put Ebony Maw down now, then use War Machine to add more power to his lane if we need it, or do we save him and use War Machine to play him later? I think we just wait. I think we wait on that one. Maybe we storm mid or right, or otherwise. No, we Electro them. Then they take control of it. Then we're not restricted, more importantly, but also then they are restricted. I like that. I kind of feel like they might retreat because of that. So we have Chavez and Sunspot. So it seems like a fairly combo-centric deck where they would need to be able to play more than one card per turn. But we'll see. We'll go Iron Man, left side. Go ahead and get that locked in. Okay, so we go Daredevil. Yeah, we're gonna go ahead and snap. Alright. So we can... So we play War Machine. Maybe we put it right side and then Zabu. Yeah, actually I like that because if we draw Miss Marvel, that would be great. Okay, yeah, so they locked in the middle, so yeah, that's not a problem. Because again, we're playing War Machine. So the best route, okay, so we don't get Miss Marvel. But also they're snapping, so that means they're expecting to use an Goliath, I'm guessing, but even if they Goliath, they don't win there, so I'm not sure what they're thinking. I don't know why they're snapping. So we just, Ebony Maw into this lane. Then Infinite mid, I think. Yeah, and there's nothing else they could do. Yeah, because even if they play Alioth, and if we put it there and it's deleted again, that's only, Alioth has what, 2 power, maybe it's 3 now that he has? Okay, they Jubilee, but again, nothing they can pull is gonna win. Yeah, they pull Vision. Like, good job. I don't know what they were doing there. However, I don't know if I'm gonna put it in the video. This one will be the other match, I don't know. But I did lose an 8-cuber a couple matches ago that I was pretty ticked about, so at least this makes up for that. Okay, starting off, we're set up really well. We have Nebula in hand. We're actually going to put that on the very right side. Normally I don't play into unknown locations, but I'm feeling confident this time. So we have Ebony Maw, Electro, and War Machine. Both of these are in here to synergize with War Machine, so that is fantastic. Okay, we skip turn 2, obviously. Okay, opponent gets Zabu down. That doesn't tell us really anything because Zabu goes in so many decks. We go ahead and play Electro mid because he's going to end up there anyways. Okay, and they're playing Wong. Again, that could mean a lot of things. Okay, so we have Silk. That potentially could mess up our Miss Marvel combo, but that would only be for Zabu and Jeff. We're gonna play War Machine left side. I know it's going to move over mid anyways, but that's gonna allow us to play Giganto and Ebony Maw this turn. Also, they're Mystique on the Wong, so we want to be wary of what that could be because they haven't put down any other cards. I would think at first that would be like for a Surfer combo, but they have no cards on the board for that to hit with Surfer. So we can put Giganto down for 14 and then put Ebony Maw somewhere else, or specifically, well, we could also put it left side. Yeah, let's just do that. We're out of time. That way we can still put Miss Marvel mid. We're pretty solid for right side. Okay, so they Zola. Why would you Zola here? I don't understand that. Maybe it's going to be some crazy combo, and I don't see that. They can obviously I see they can play Surfer and it hits the Mystiques, but that's not very much power to base their deck around. So there's got to be something else to their combo that they were hoping to get, but I'm not seeing it. Okay, so I think we just go Miss Marvel. I don't think there's any. I think that's secure enough. Okay, so yeah, they play 2 cards. They count on whatever these reveals are. Okay, yeah, expected a potential Shang-Chi. Then what is the other one? And we still went left side even with the Shang-Chi, so yeah. There we go, do this. We should be safe. It would have had to hit the middle every single time. Wait, no. Shoot, bro. Bro. Okay, no turn 1 play, and then turn 2 we have Nebula here. You're gonna put that down left side for now. We also do have a couple of our important combo pieces in hand. We just need to get War Machine pretty soon. I was going to storm right side, but we're actually going to go ahead and storm left. One, because if they play anything with some significant power here and it moves into the storm lane, then it defeats the purpose. As well as locking this down as soon as possible is going to help out our Nebula.
When
And that'll also give us 2 cards in our hand to be able to gain Miss Marvel's buff, and we can still play another card there if we need to. Okay, so we're going to get Zabu down, of course. We're going to put Jeff mid. We'll probably most likely end up moving it to the right. Okay, perfect. So ideally we want to draw a War Machine here. If we don't, it's not the end of the world. We'll have to try and work with. Okay, so we don't. Let's see. So maybe. Okay, let's see. If they have Jeff, they can put it here. So that's 6 power. That's the only way they get something into this location. Then our Nebula will either go up this turn or next turn, so it would be 7, and they would have 6, so we'd still win there. So I don't know if it's worth the risk to skip this turn though. I think we play in this marble. I guess if we just draw War Machine next turn, we use them for power mid instead. Oh, okay. So it's definitely a Spectrum deck. So let's see. We have the 12 power left side. So yeah, they can't beat us there. So then we just move Jeff over and stack some power mid with these two, and we're safe. Yeah, definitely a Spectrum deck. We're also going to snap. I expect them to retreat, and it also does say, my deck tracker says it's probably a bot. And we have priority. Yeah, I don't think there's anything they can do to win here. So what does that give us? These cancel out, so we have 14 power mid. Even if they play Spectrum mid, so that's 7. 7. So that's 8, and then 9, 10. The alpha on top of what they have, so we're safe. We win. Seems like they're sticking around, not retreating yet. It's gotta be Spectrum, right? It's gotta be. It's Claw, which is even dumber.